Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Board Game Smorgasbord. My name is C. Garcia.
I'm Camilla.
That's Swedish chef for Chris Yee.
That is offensive
Yeah.
to everyone who's ever been to an IKEA. They got the best furniture, y'all.
That's meatballs. I like their meatballs.
They make their meatballs from recycled calyxes.
Most likely. They kind of taste like it.
I was guessing.
But it's all about the lingonberry sauce.
Yeah, that's not a real berry, okay? Figure out your berries, Sweden. Anyway, welcome, everybody. It's Thursday, December 19th, 2024. It's almost Y2K, y'all. The future approaches very quickly, and I, for one, am terrified of our new space overlords.
I filled up my bathtub full of water just in case plumbing stops because of Y2K.
Yeah. All the plumbing pipes are run by computers now. That's what people don't understand. Anyway, I want to mention a couple of things. First of all, Dice Tower East. Get your tickets, y'all.
Yes.
They will run out, and you're going to be stuck playing alone in your bathtub when Y2K approaches.
This summer.
How many of your games are waterproof? Go ahead.
Summer, July 4th. You're going to be like, I wish I could go play some board games with 1,500 of my closest friends.
That's right.
And you're not going to be able to because it's going to be sold out.
You see pictures online.
Like, that could have been you.
You could have been there. Make it happen.
DicetowerEast.com.
Treat yourself. And then the other thing I want to mention is Board Game Bliss has a new customer promo, which you can find in the description below. So make sure you go. If you haven't been over to Board Game Bliss, you got to check them out. They're a great website. I've actually used them for years because they used to get imports. Their Canadian site. They used to get imports you couldn't really get in the U.S., and getting them from Europe was tough. So you go through Canada, okay? That's what Canada's good for. So anyway, make sure you check that out. Take 10, take 10 off 200 is the code. Check it out in the description below, everybody.
That's 200 Canadian, by the way. I had to lock that up.
I have Canadian dollars over. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait. Oh, that's 140. Okay, right, the U.S. at least.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They got their own dollars. Anyway.
So
What is wrong this morning,
use
guys?
the link in the description below specifically, and that'll take you to that information there for that referral code.
All right, that's enough lollygagging. Let's get to the news. All right, if you were around for yesterday's crowd surfing, you might have thought to yourself, it's a bit of a lackluster crowd surfing. This is part 2 of that.
Yes!
Fantastic.
All right, it's okay. There's a couple of interesting things. First off, at PAX Unplugged, they had the first ever Indie Games Night Market, which featured 18 booths this first year, and each one of them has an indie game designer selling some sort of small batch game, something either that is handmade, has very few copies made, what have you. Apparently it went really well. It sounds like a neat event. It had about 500 people walk through and do a little shopping. So I like it. I think it's a cool event to have available. I love that a bigger event like PAX Unplugged is sort of hosting this within it. And I look forward to seeing what else they come out with in the future.
And for the first year, having 18 booths, that's pretty good, I think.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, inspired kind of by like Tokyo Game Market, that type of like mentality of small batch stuff. And I think the person who organized it said that if not most, perhaps all of them sold out of all of their stuff.
Really?
That's great.
It was really
That's
good.
really good to hear.
Yeah, it was really good demand for it.
All right, very nice. Next up, we've got Star Trek Tribble Match.
Woo!
Yeah! This is match. Like flip one, then flip another one. Do they match? You get the pair, and then you keep flipping. It's memory. It's match.
Oh, they're all out on the table. Okay. I thought you
Yeah.
meant like war style, like we each have a deck.
No, that would be
Okay.
a better game.
Yeah,
This you
slap
can
when you get 2 of a kind. That's already a better game. Yeah.
you can play that, or you can play with the special tribble rules, where each tile has a number of tribbles, and the player with the fewest tribbles at the end wins the game. Tribbles are bad. They're these little shaking, furry creatures from Star Trek.
This has become such a weird meme. You know what I mean? Like
There's
a more
Tribble
modern
memes?
thing. Yeah, just like the trouble with tribbles is isn't that like the asking for troubles? Like there's a lot of games that kind of parody this one episode of Star Trek and like none of the other
I
episodes.
have no idea what you're talking about. No.
Okay, so again, a tribble is a creature in
Right.
Star Trek
Okay.
that
That's bad.
they were a nuisance.
They're rats.
Like, sure,
Cockroaches.
they're rats.
Ladybugs.
They're just puffballs, and then they
they're
would
shake.
multiply really quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they gotta be. Yeah. Anyway, it's memory match.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Whiz Kids. Next up, Exploding Kittens. The company is coming out with a Survivor. The Tribe Has Spoken new card game in which you are going to. It's a card game. You're going to be voting. You are going to be betraying each other. It's a take that / social deduction kind of game. It's coming out in January. You can pre-order it now. Next up, we've got from Game Chess is what they're calling this, which is 3 little games coming out from Pocket Fox Games. They are a UK publisher, brand new one, and they are debuting with this. It's like a limited edition. It's like a 500 copy edition of this game chest. 3 little games for 2 players. Here we go.
I like
The
that
3
logo.
games are Lucha Mania is 18 cards. You have a hand of 4 cards. You have a hand of 4. You select 3. You put them on the table. You reveal them at the same time as your opponent. If you have the better hand, and think like usual poker type stuff, you win. Then you discard those and do it again. And the first person to 4 points is the winner.
Do you wait?
What?
Do you do any like
No, you just-
5-card draw, like discard and draw new ones?
Yes.
Oh.
okay.
Oh, okay. I thought
No,
you just
no,
drew
like
up.
not
Oh.
not. It's a single reveal.
But
Is
you
that what
still,
you
don't
mean?
just draw. You each draw 4, then show, or 5, or I don't
No,
know.
you
how I
have
play
4.
poker. Yeah.
You from those 4 pick 3 and show them simultaneously.
Got it.
If you have the
Okay.
better 3 hand, you win. The losing player, here it is. This is what you're looking for, I think.
Yes.
The losing player chooses a card from the winner's combination and places it aside as a point card. Then they discard a card from their own combination. Players return the remaining cards to their hand. They draw a card from their reserve to bring it back up to 4, and they pick 3 again and do it again.
The loser, but the winner discards the whole hand.
No, the winner gets their 2 leftover cards back again. The one thing the
So you-
loser gets, let me see.
Is a point card. Like, they get to keep one as like a token. But they don't use them.
The one thing the loser gets is they get to pick the card that goes away from the winner's hand.
Got it. Okay.
In the words of Z. Garcia, that's got the juice.
Next card game is the Showdown. In Showdown, 2 players are going to engage in a shootout. Each player has 7 life and 6 cards. You are going to select a card and reveal it simultaneously. Let me know if this sounds familiar. The cards say things like quick draw, aimed shot, swift dodge. Somebody gets shot, possibly both of you. The first person who gets shot 7 times loses, with the other player winning. Third game, Heraldry. Each of the 2 players has a hand of cards, numbered 1 through 9. And sometimes they have a golden chalice, and other times they have a silver acorn. The round starts with the start player choosing any card as the base card. Players take turns playing until someone cannot play. On a turn, you play a higher card than the current base, a card exactly 1 lower than the current base, or play 2 cards that add up to the current base.
Math.
If you play a 3 on its own, you can immediately follow with a golden chalice. Similarly, you can follow a lone 6 with a silver acorn. When the round ends, you're going to sum the cards still in your hand and any cards that were banished. You banish, if you play a pair, you banish the card that was there. The player with the lower total wins.
Sounds like the best of the 3, but it also sounds like 5 other games I've played. I feel like we play a lot of these little card games here that are the same thing.
You can get all 3, though, at the same time.
That's the difference.
Oh.
Right. Normally you buy 1 game, you get 1 game. This one,
You buy 1 game, you get 1 game and 2 other things.
2 other decks of cards.
Here we go. Next up, we got Micro Hero Hercules. This one is a game for 1 or 2 players.
What is happening on the
I
cover?
don't know.
It's puppets. It's Hercules and the lion and the witch.
Is that like
and
on-
that's the wardrobe.
On like dragon tails? Like what?
I thought that birdie was wreaking havoc on that poor baby. Just like dropping a big old dookie.
Wow.
No, that's the
Okay.
tentacles of the puppeteer.
Okay, yeah, octopus puppeteer. It's all coming together now.
There it is. Okay, so this is it's a minimalist solo deck building card game inspired by the 12 labors of Hercules, the lion of Nemanja, the buxom ladies of the, I don't know all the 12 labors. I don't know
You're
even
already
one of
one
them.
ahead of me,
The cleaning
so-
of the microwave.
No, that's not one
Yeah,
of
that
the
sounds
12
right.
labors of Hercules.
Are you sure? That's like an impossibly difficult task.
No, I don't remember any of them. They're all great though.
I remember the lion because in the
the
Disney
Nemean
movie,
lion.
right? In the Disney movie, the pelt.
It's
that
a
what
pelt,
it-
yeah, the pelt, yeah.
He throws down his scar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Right.
yeah, I'm like lion. That's forever locked in my brain now.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
The other 11,
Okay.
I don't remember.
Anyway, this is some little card game. It kind of looks cute, and I kind of like the puppeteer artwork thing going on, but that's all I got. It's cute. You're trying to complete all 12 before you succumb to the burden of wounds.
That's interesting.
Next up, we got Rival Cities, a game for 2 players coming from Deep Print Games. And this one is set in the 16th century in a small fishing village in northern Germany. Stick with me here, folks.
This
You
one doesn't
face
look
off
bad.
an enthralling city duel. Outmaneuver your opponent to achieve an instant victory, but beware, as either of you can pull off this in many ways. Only by combining foresight with the art of deflection will you lead your city to victory. The suspenseful back and forth between the players makes it a very confrontational gaming experience full of weighty decisions.
I don't know why you're making fun of this one. Sounds like definitely something you'd play. A 2-player game where there's multiple paths to victory, lots of tug and like push and pull.
I wasn't trying to make fun of this.
Oh, okay. You definitely were though.
You're reading that the weighty
Right.
decisions.
No, this
But-
definitely sounds like something that I don't know. I'm surprised that you were not interested in this.
It sounds like the most like a real game. So, well, that Hercules one sounded
Sounded
cute.
cute.
Well, we didn't get anything about it, right? Much other than like Hercules solo card game. So
Yeah, I mean, that's the first one I think of the batch
Yeah.
so far that'd be like, yeah, let me mess with that. This one, I don't know. I like what Deep Print has done. They
And
have
this
good
is
track
a
record.
this is a good designer, a very respected designer, the designer of Hansa Teutonica. I hate that game, but you know, I mean, a lot of people do like it.
I'm one of those guys that likes that. Yeah,
So no, I totally get this. It just feels very much like an olden game with an olden theme and olden trappings.
well,
But
also if you don't like Hansa Teutonica, you know the stuff the designer's done, that makes sense. But
yeah. So far, between that and this, his favorite theme is Germany.
ships, vaguely ships. Next up, we've got Gatsby.
Ooh, that's a striking cover.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a
Yes.
striking designer name.
It's from Bruno Catala and Ludovic Maublanc.
that's why you weren't excited about the last one.
And this one, we don't know a whole lot about it, and I don't know anything about The Great Gatsby. But this sounds neat. It's from Catch Up Games, coming out Q2 2025. Welcome to the Roaring Twenties. You take on the role of either Dorothy Williams or James Miller, who I am assuming are 2 characters in the novel.
Dorothy's the one that's like, this ain't Kansas no more.
I read this in middle school and forgot it about a week after the test, so I don't.
The only thing I know
remember.
from The Great Gatsby is Leo DiCaprio toasting as a meme. That's all I get.
Oh,
That's
is
a
that what
good
that's
meme.
from? Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
The
Not
princess,
a meme, I guess a GIF.
The Princess Zelda from the video game franchise is named after the author's wife, right? Because F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife's name was Zelda.
Zelda Fitzgerald?
I think so, right?
That's fire. That's a
Yeah,
fire name.
It's pretty slick. Yeah,
Anyway.
this looks
I don't know anything about it. There's 3 locations. Each one offers different opportunities to get character tiles. You can go to the cabaret, the finance center, and the racetrack. To claim these characters, you will take turns moving the action marker on one of the 4 action spaces, but not the one just taken by your opponent and then activating it. It sounds a little bit like a Mr. Jack without the deduction, honestly.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I don't know. Yeah, there's special bonuses on these tracks that give you abilities. It does not sound very fun to me, actually, but it sounds kind of dry. But we don't know anything about it.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder how much the theme is going to play into that, because it's not a theme that I know or care to get to know.
Right.
So
That's
I
kinda
wonder
where I'm
how
at.
much that's going to bring to the game,
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly like 20s vanity is.
which I really don't care about. You know what I mean? Kind of
Sure,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
like modern vanity
yeah.
It's fair.
myself.
Vanity Fair, baby.
TikTok vanity. All right, next up, Toy Battle. This is coming from Repos Productions. This is a co-design by Paolo Mori and Alessandro Zucchini.
I'm in. Well, by the way, was there a rule that you could only have 2-player news? Like, what is going on?
I know, and there's more. I think there's more.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
this week is all 2-player stuff and night market. All right, so this one, you are going to be fighting over on sea, in clouds, in space even, apparently. You are sending your troops out. You are deploying them. Your mission is to be the first to reach the enemy headquarters or control more territories than your opponent. As you can see there are tiles facing you that your opponent could not see. And I am assuming this has a little bit of the same vibe as do his, World War II in 20 minutes
Yeah, like
games.
Blitzkrieg and Caesar.
Yeah. Kind of looks like that a little bit. I'm assuming there's some of that in it. Basically, you are deploying troops. You are drawing and placing troops. Whenever you cannot do one of those things, the game's going to be over, and whoever has the most medals at that point, I'm assuming from little encounters, is going to be the winner. Looks cute. It's a war game, but with, light, obviously, but with toys. I like that. I like that everything is a toy. So it's like basically 2 kids playing war as a theme. That's pretty adorable.
Yeah, I like that.
When he's such
Seems
an
approachable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I was.
Yeah, and he's a very established 2-player designer. The
yeah.
Blitzkrieg and Caesar, obviously,
Yeah.
but then also the chess themed card game one. The match of the century was so good. So I'm immediately, I'm all as soon as this comes in, I want to play this one.
And again, I like it
interesting.
being sort of a very disarming theme as well. So
Right.
I
Exactly.
like that. All right, next up, we've got the Shadow Theater. The Shadow Theater is a fast and exciting two-player, family-friendly competitive game. It's about the Legend of the Monkey King is the theme here. You are going to be deploying your monkeys. I thought there was only one monkey in the story, but okay. You're going to be deploying your monkeys, harvesting the sweet fruits of eternal life, hoarding jade stones, becoming a straight-up legend. To win, you have to play tactically and seize your chance. You are going to be doing that, gaining advantages with powerful dragon weapons. So all we know is it's a 2-player game, takes about 20 minutes, and it's based on Monkey King, the famous literature of Sun Wukong or whatever it is.
Never heard of it.
That's a great presentation, though. The whole idea of the shadow puppetry.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks amazing.
I do
Yeah,
like
that does
that
look
depth. There's some beautiful depth there. And you can see the sticks and the strings that everything is on. So
Right. Which
that's
is
pretty slick.
When it's a 2-player, I don't normally like games that have that stage look where you're like, well, yeah, but the person on the other side of the table can't play the game.
Right.
But at 2 players, it's never going to be more than you and I sit next to each
Right.
other on
Yeah.
the board,
Yeah.
right?
Visibility is not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
All right. Next up, we've got Garden Rush. This is coming out from Space Cowboys in 2025. It is a tile placement battle game. It's set in a vegetable garden. And it is a 2-player game. 2 players. In which players are going to be racing to grow vegetables and fill their baskets before their neighbor. The game has a conveyor belt thing going on there in the middle where the veggies are sort of going by and you're grabbing those, placing them out in front of you. I'm guessing it's a pretty abstract game. It looks like it's city building, sort of like the idea of city building, putting tiles next to other tiles. Oh, you want to have your cabbage next to the acorn, or what is an acorn a fruit or a vegetable?
No, it's a nut. No, it's not a nut. It's a seed.
It's a
Seed.
seed.
Sorry,
Boom,
yeah, I
there
couldn't
it
come up
is.
with that. It's like it's
2
a
points to Griffin face.
It took me.
No,
a minute. I got
Gryffindor.
there.
That's the
I got
one.
there.
Griffin
This looks like an app to me.
It looks like an app. It does look like
It's
an
like
app
a
a little
board
bit.
game version of an app.
Yes.
Like if you told me like, oh, I played this all the time on my phone, I'd be like, yep, checks out.
You sure do. Yeah,
Yep.
It does look like there are sort of special abilities or whatever. The closest thing to the players there looks like 5 little boxes that have, I don't know, pictograms, like special abilities. So there's probably a little bit, more going on there. And I do like Space Cowboys. I tend to like what they come out with. But, yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I do. It looks like it's the box that becomes that board also.
Yeah.
So you
Looks like
flop
an-
open the
Yeah.
entire thing. You take what's inside, flip it upside down, and it's the scoreboard.
Okay, it's the scoreboard. I was wondering what was on the other
Yeah.
side.
You see
Because
that?
what's the point of it being in a box?
To hold the pieces when it's closed.
Why wouldn't that just be a piece of paper? Like, why is it the back of the box then?
Because you just take that thing and flop it over, and then it's the score track on the back.
Or you just take a sheet of paper out of the box.
That's crazy. There's
and
an
don't
extra thing.
have- Right, but that box is going to... Never mind. All right, cool.
Well, the box is fully wrapped around, right? So it's not like the
Right.
face of it will get. That's always my concern when they're like, the box is.
Oh, I see. The box is the player board of
That's
the...
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you flop over the whole thing.
Okay, so there is usability for... I was trying to figure out why you would need that.
Like
Okay.
that. Get
All
it?
right.
Will you make that noise every time you play Fertilizer Duel or whatever this is called? Race
All right,
for the cabbage.
next up, let's talk about Lorcana very, very briefly. We don't know anything about this.
That's Bolt.
This is the next set. It's called Kasas Island. Who is this? Is that someone we know? We're supposed to know?
Arcasia? I don't know. I assume, like he said, it's from Bolt and something from that world. I don't know.
It
and I
doesn't
don't
necessarily
care to.
mean that
Does
that
it not?
word
I
has
don't
to
know.
be with Bolt.
It's-
Like they mix it all.
Okay,
I don't know who that is
Super out of Lorcana.
because they've mentioned usually the name. I either recognize the words because they're English words, or they're like Ursula's behind or whatever. Like, and I know who Ursula is. I just don't happen to not know who this is.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to be very rude. I'm going to pull up
Look
my
it
phone.
up, please. I want to know. Okay.
You guys are way too invested in this.
I need to know. Anyway, let me
don't
talk a
give
little bit more
two
about this.
poos.
Disney Lorcana trading card game has a new set coming out. It's a pet-themed set. It is coming out March 22nd. It's going to have the usual things you expect. Starter decks, booster packs, and a Lumineers Trove. All that jazz.
Wow.
What is it?
Yeah, arcades. I think it's just a setting made up for this card game because
Oh.
everything I pull up, including from the very official sounding Mushu report,
Oh,
all just points to this set.
I would trust Mushu.
report.
Yeah.
Mushu is
Mushu
fire.
report.
Okay.
Mushu. I trust anything he says.
Yeah, apparently
Okay.
I didn't realize he was the third most trustworthy news source, but that's all I'm going to
I
use from now on.
believe
100%.
Mushu.
Yep.
Curse upon you. Curse upon your cow. It's a magical island for animals
Okay.
in Lorcana.
Oh,
That's
this
what
is
it
where all of my pets growing up went to.
Oops.
Oh.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that makes me feel so much better.
All right, we got it, Emery. Jeez. Now everybody needs to let me know it's a made-up island. I got it.
Hey, Chris, looks like everyone is better at Googling than you.
Yeah, but did they go to the Mushu report? I don't think so.
Nah, curse upon you. Curse upon your Google. Okay, here we go. And the last piece of news
We're almost done.
is Formaggio from Road to Infamy or R2I. I guess they dropped the Road to Infamy thing. They're just called R2I now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. This is a follow-up expansion / standalone game to Fromage. Is that what it's called? Fromage? Yeah.
Fromage,
And
yeah.
this is Formaggio. It's Italian cheese instead. There's cheese and then them hills. And this one has 4 new corners. You are moving around. It's the same game. It's 4 new corners. You can mix and match with the old ones. There's different things now. The corners, I can tell you what they mean if you have to know.
So it's pretty much exactly what we wanted Horrified to be. It can be standalone, or you can take monsters from Greek Monster and put it with this.
Right.
So it's
Come on, Horrified.
Horrified done right is what this is.
You got to take
Right.
your hints from the cheese games.
Right. Why can't I play Gruyere in my Horrified?
Come on, that's all I've ever wanted.
You guys have low expectations. I want a lot more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Fine.
They came out with Horrified American Monsters. I wanted American cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That's
The
horrible
greatest
stuff.
American monster of them all.
American cheese. Anyway, yeah, that's the news. Let's move on. All right, everybody, we're talking top 3 games that we want to play for Christmas.
Quit puff.
Mm-hmm.
They're Christmas games, right? You guys did Christmas games?
I did mostly Christmas games. I did one game that was just kind of snowy and like
Okay, yeah. Like winter themed Christmas holiday, something like that. Okay.
Oh, I misunderstood the assignment.
Oh.
I thought it was just games that we wanted to play during, because like we're gonna take next week off, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what are the games I want to play next week? I'm gonna have to call a few audibles on here.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Because we had like a whole discussion out there. It's like the one time we discussed the topic before we actually do it.
Well, and in
We
great,
usually don't. We just have the title and, it's up to interpretation.
in true Dice Tower fashion, I botched it.
Okay, let's go with that.
Woo! All right.
Oh my
What the
God.
heck? This would be a very different
games.
list.
Yeah, this is great.
Whoops.
It's all good. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
It is what it
And
is
then
at
we'll
this point.
pretend that your games have like a snowy setting. How
Yes.
about that?
We'll
Absolutely.
retheme them for you.
Let's do that.
Okay.
My number 3, game that I want to play over this holiday week coming up here. Why don't you just go ahead and hit that button, because I'm definitely thrown off. Stickers.
For Christmas?
For Christmas.
This is whimsical. This is very much like,
Yeah.
this reminds me of the holidays. Not these holidays coming up, mind you, but just holidays in general. Going away, stickering, travel plans.
This is one I'm really, really happy that you guys like. I have no interest in playing it.
Oh,
Every
God, I
time
wasn't sure where you were
anybody
going.
has described it, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad. And I don't mean it like mean, begrudgingly. I'm just like, I'm really glad you like this. So right there's like message from the stars.
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't this, no, but this is like a simple little card game.
I
where you
didn't say
put
they were
cute
the same.
Yeah, this is a
I
fun
just
little
said my
family.
interest level is the same.
Because it's a
Got
card
it.
game or because of the stickers?
I think everything, the stickers on cards and having to shuffle after they have it, and I don't like the artwork, and it's a simple card game. I'm just like, wow, I'm super glad that you enjoy this.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I've been playing a lot with the family. I want to kind of get through, because it's legacy-ish, right? You can unlock new little cute things and mechanical things. So yeah, I'd like to get through this with my kiddo.
Is there a number of games you play, or do you not know that?
It tells you from the beginning. Like every 3 games, you unlock a new mechanism, and then the 2 games in between, you unlock, like you can make different cards more valuable. Plus, you get those like the cutesy stickers, like just the decorative stickers to add on.
That's what she hates.
I hate that so much.
No, it's delightful.
Passionately. I feel passionate about this game of hate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what this one inspires. That's stickers, baby.
I love people just going to town about the Christmas thing. The stickers were hung by the chimney with care. I like that.
Let's hear Chris's nature game. I like that. Nature game.
All right, here we go. My number 3 is a game called Winter Haven Woods.
Oh, that's a cute
Fresh
one.
Snow, the follow-up to the OG Winter Haven Woods. I never played the original one. I heard it had some issues. It had some take that, it was not beloved, let's say. And then the game was reworked to this Fresh Snow. They took away the take that cards, but they retained its look, which is very gentle, very wispy, super cute. Again, kind of winter wonderland sort of vibe and look to the whole thing. So this is one that I think I would enjoy during the season. It'd be better if it was snowing outside and actually cool and Christmassy, but you take what you can get.
It's really visually very pretty. I
Yes.
really like the cards in this one as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to like the game necessarily or not, but if I do, I could see this being a good Christmas time card game.
I enjoyed my play of it. I enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah. All right, my number 3 was Christmas Tree, but I'm changing because I forgot one, and so you're not going to have a picture for it. My number 3 is Final Girl Krampus.
No, your number 3 is Christmas Tree.
Nope. I decided I changed
Give it
my
to
mind.
Chris.
Chris, your number 3
My number 3
is Christmas Tree.
My number
Dibs on
3,
Final Girl.
knowing the assignment, is Riverside from Aporta or Chili Fox Games. Continue with the murder.
Yeah, no, the Santa, it's Final Girl. It's a solo game where you're going and trying to be the final girl and survive the bad guy. And there's a Krampus board for it. So I haven't played it, actually. I have it. I've had it since last year, and I'm super excited to. So it's going to have it.
And then isn't the final girl supposed to be like Mrs. Claus or something?
Yeah. I think so. Again, I have the box, and I know one side is Mrs. Claus and the other side is Krampus. I just haven't, looked into it much to know. So, but yeah, I'm super, super excited.
My number 2, the picture's not going to match because I now understand what was my number 2. My number 2 was Unmatched. That's amazing.
Tales to Amaze.
Do you want the
Yeah.
other? You want my
Yeah.
other one I forgot?
No, so I'm
Christmassy.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
I'm gonna go with Penguin
we
Party
go.
is my number 2. The Little Reiner Knizia card game. We have the edition from Plate Games that has just really cutesy little penguin artwork.
Oh, is that
and stuff.
yes? Okay, they're kind of stacking the penguins up.
You kind of make the
That
little
is a
pyramid.
cute
Oh,
game.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Very
game was.
simple.
If
It's
only
like
we had
an
a
old,
picture.
very basic, actually, Knizia game. But again, like many of his very simple games, you play and you go, okay, there's a little something here, more than you would think.
Right.
Yeah, I liked it. Your choices sort of diminish. It's neat.
And it's so thematic that they at one point reprinted it with a Game of Thrones theme on it.
Really?
They did, yeah. It looks awful. And then they reprinted it with just the cute penguin artwork. So yeah, my number 2 is either Christmas Tree, Unmatched Adventures, or Penguin Party. Z, please save me.
Oh, it's good. I think it's fine. These
need another
are
backup?
good choices.
I got another one
I
I'll
like
throw
that
you
you did
away.
the assignment twice. Honestly, I'm good with that. All right, my number 2 is going to be Dice Throne Santa v. Krampus.
That's the other one I forgot. So good call.
Okay.
I can check it off.
Santa v. Krampus
Okay.
is one I have played in the past. This is not one that I haven't played, but I like it coming out for the season. It's a great game. It's basically Dice Throne, but a 2-pack only with these 2 characters. They both play spectacularly. It's fun to bring out Krampus for the season as a joke, as a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to play with that as a character. Santa's good too. They're both neat, and it's a fun 2-player game. If you like Dice Throne or you like dice chucking kind of games, this is one I definitely would recommend you check out. Don't let this one pass you by. It's not a gag or a joke set at all. It's really good.
It is.
So that's my number 2.
And that's the thing, is it's a set I wouldn't mind owning throughout the year also. It's not a
Right.
haha, we play this once, we pack it away.
No, it's good.
It's one. It's this is the realm that I want this game to exist in. I want it to be that once a year, kind of fun game that I bring out at Christmas time. I don't want to play Dice Throne all the time, and so that's what I really like about this is this makes it exist in the realm I want it in.
Okay.
So once a year, let's battle, let's play Yahtzee. Number 2 is going to be Santa's Workshop. I love this is the second edition here, so it's got the Andrew Bosley art, and you are in Santa's Workshop, and you are trying to get the
There's
presents
been a
ready
murder.
to. What?
No, isn't that what this is?
I missed that expansion.
Oh, I thought there was a murder.
Oh, no. You're trying to get the presents ready to send them out. Yeah, I really like this game a lot. It's gorgeous. It's cute. It's a little bit more strategic than you initially think going into. I like that they have the family mode, which is super easy. And then the regular mode takes it to, I would say, light to medium. So it's still not very heavy. Okay. But if you are a gamer, it gives it just enough that it feels like, ooh, I played a full game.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have that. It's a little bit meatier for what you think in a Christmas game.
That's cool.
So, yeah, Santa's Workshop.
It's good production, too, from Elf Creek. Right?
Great theming on it, yeah. Mike is having so much fun just ripping into
I
Mike.
know.
I love the kissing Mothman.
Yeah, kissing Mothman underneath the UFO. Thanks, Mike. The number one that I picked originally, game that I wanted to play on this week off of Christmas.
Oh, that's good.
Wendy and I are playing through Ticket to Ride Legacy. But the correct pick for the real assignment is going to be the Exit Advent Calendar.
Oh, yeah.
We're going through the one, I think, from 2020 or 2021, right? One of the earlier ones, actually, is what we're doing this year. And it's very fun. I love the Exit Advent Calendars because I don't, at this point, want to sit down and do a whole 1 hour escape room. Mm-hmm. But I like those 5 to 10 minute little puzzles. Yeah. And we might do 3 in a row because we were all busy on Wednesday night. We had church stuff, so we might have to catch up a few, but it never feels overwhelming. Mm-hmm. We'll do 2 now. That's fine. You know what I mean? I love this. It's my favorite advent calendar system ever.
They're really fun. So which one are you doing? Is it the one that has the snowy landscape in the back?
Or what's the theme?
The Santa's Workshop went into lockdown.
Got it.
It was a big storm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh.
I know what happens.
I don't.
I'll spoil it
We're
for
like 5
you
days behind.
soon.
Yeah, no, right? I'm so bad on this year's.
My number one is a game called Holly Jolly that somebody mentioned actually in the chat, which I'm surprised.
I haven't played this
This is again, when I want to play a Christmas game, generally speaking, I want it to be like that Winter Haven Woods or like Holly Jolly. I want it to be whimsical. I want it to kind of, I don't need it to be a big thinky game necessarily. Right. And the odd one out actually is the Santa versus Krampus, but I want it to be something whimsical like this. It's a very light little card game. There's not a lot depth there to it, but it's engaging, and I love the illustrations. It has that 1950s catalog look a little bit. The old tin robot and the wooden horsey, and you're collecting cards from the tree, manipulating the values on the tree so that you can take specific things, and then having collections. It's a very simple, get as many of this one kind as you want. Make sure you get these, but only in pairs. That general idea of card collecting, making recipes. Really like this game. I think it's super cute. Perfect to come out during the holidays, play it a couple of times, and then you put it away, and it comes out next Christmas. Yeah. So that's my number one pick, Holly Jolly.
My number one is a game that I have played the heck out of, and I like it for Christmas because there's a Christmas board to add some variety to it, to the base. So this is Welcome to Winter Wonderland. So it's the same Welcome to game. It just has a different map that you're playing on. And on this one, do you guys know how to play? I assume so, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Assume everyone's played, right? So you can play. You have to play the numbers sequentially. Well, in this one, you get bonuses for doing consecutively. So each row or each, street, your longest consecutive run scores you that many additional bonus points.
Because they normally just have to go up.
Right.
But you can leave a gap.
Correct.
And in this one, if you don't leave a gap, you get a bonus.
Right. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So sequentially, whereas here it has to be consecutive. And I like that. And so the idea is, when they are consecutive, you put this little line between them. Like they're coming together in Christmas spirit and they're hanging lights together. And so that's the idea that you're, that they're coordinating their Christmas lights. So
okay,
I really like
cute.
it. It's just
that's
a
cool.
little, such a very, very small twist on the game. But the map is really pretty and looks really Christmassy. And you can see on the cover there, they're all bundled up and it's snowy. So I really like it. It just adds a twist to something I already like and really enjoy playing. That makes it feel fresh for the holidays and thematic. So Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
I haven't
number
tried
one.
any of these, like
Really?
the alternate map to the basic game.
Right,
That's
right,
pretty much
right.
the only way I play Welcome to now because I have I probably have well over 200 plays of this game.
Good night.
And so I really only play to the holidays where it's like, ooh, it's Halloween, time to go for the candy and the ghost. Ooh, it's Christmas, time to hang some lights. That's pretty much the only time I play it now.
Mike Delicio is pointing out that Gingerbread House is one you could pick, and that's a Phil Walker Harding game. So that's
Very true.
You don't like that game?
No, I love it. I do like it a lot.
There you go. Okay.
If I had thought about the real assignment for more than 2
that
seconds.
one, is that one you probably would pick?
Yeah, that one's up there.
That is a cute
don't-
game. I do like Gingerbread House. It's the theme is whatever, you're stacking tiles or whatever, but it's a neat 3D tile layer, and I like that stuff.
And I do like
Cool.
the cookie aesthetic of it.
Yeah,
I think it's neat.
It's cute.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, there you go. Let us know in the comments some games you intend to play for the holidays, either holiday themed or not. Either one works for us. Let's move on.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Dr. Seuss's Happy Birthday to You. At the end of the game, you're going to count up the number of stars you have on the presents you've collected, and you will be the winner of the game. Now, when the deck runs out, it will trigger the end of the game. That means you can now go up the Birthday Palace track. You can't go up there to all of these are out on the board. And then whoever gets there first will get 3 points and end the game. On your turn, you're going to spin the spinner and move that number of spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Very easy to do as you're moving around the board. 1 right here. So this is a question one. What's going to happen here? What 2 animals combined would make the best pet? You can answer that question, have everybody at the table answer it, and you score your 3 points. Now, there are some special spaces on the board like this one, which will allow you to take a free present off the top of the board and add it to your collection. You also have these colors if they're here. So if there's a pink or a green one and you happen to land there, you can just take one of the pink ones, and that's also a present you will add to your collection, and another one will go out. If you get to the fly space, which is right here, then you can go to any space on the board that you want to. So this is a mass market board game intended to be a gift, right? Happy birthday to you. We're going to play the game, just kind of like the book would be. The book takes you on an adventure with the Snookers and the Sneeches, I think, and you go through and you end up having a birthday cake. This kind of has the same thing as you're going through the board and you're collecting things and you want to get to the top in order to get the birthday cake. I think all of that works in. We probably didn't need the book, and we probably don't need a board game based on this book. I think that's fair. I guess it brings in what you're doing with the book, and I gotta admit it does fairly well. The game isn't that good, but I think it does keep to the IP pretty well. I think if you got a little person in your house and it's their birthday, I could honestly, that's what we did. I could see you pulling this out, playing it on their birthday, having a one-time laugh, putting it back on the shelf, and not touching it again, at least until their next birthday. So if that sounds like something that'd be interesting to you, check out Dr. Seuss's Happy Birthday to You.
All right, so it being the holidays, we decided today to talk a little bit about traveling with games, whether that is packing them and taking them over to family for the holidays, going to visit a friend for the holidays, that sort of thing, and tackling that from a few different points of view. Generally, I think the more interesting one to me is you're visiting your folks or, what have you, extended family, who are not generally gamers. Do you bring games, yes or no? If so, what do you bring?
Yeah, I generally tend to be the super overpacker when it comes to games. Like, no, it comes to clothes. I'm gone for 5 days. I take 6 pair of socks just in case one gets wet. Like,
Right.
I'm a very strategic packer. But then it comes to games, and I end up just way, way overpacking. So I'm trying to really scale back and just be more realistic. Part of that's getting to know their taste as well. They're not gamers. It's going to be a card game or something like that. Which can just fit in my carry-on. Because nothing's worse than paying for that extra luggage, or if you're driving, all that extra space just to potentially damage your games, taking them there, get so excited, then they feel pressured to play, then they don't really like playing, or you just wasted that money taking them. That just doesn't feel good. So I'm trying to be better and just step back and just go very small and simple, or none. I mean, if they like a game, because I showed it to them, they probably bought it. So I'll just play their copy.
Right. I have never paid extra to carry games, but I will definitely use as much space as I can in my I've got luggage. Oh, it unzips and it'll open a little bit more. Okay, well I can fit a game in there,
right?
Or 4. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, how am I at weight? I'm just about there. Good. One more card game. Right.
Yeah.
And I've kind of also scaled back because I just feel like if you bring 4 games somewhere, guaranteed you play max one of them.
Right.
I don't know. That's been my experience at least. I don't know about you.
I think the thing that we as gamers forget is that while many people enjoy playing games, very few people enjoy learning games.
I am one of those. I do
You know
not,
what I mean?
I do not like learning games.
Right. And that's, that's true for you, but it's also like very true for a lot of people that wouldn't consider themselves board gamers, right?
Yeah.
And so when you take a card game. I'm taking one trick-taking game, some little like card shedding game, something that kind of feels traditional. You teach that one thing. They kind of have a touchstone to that because they played euchre, right? Whatever. Mm-hmm. That game will be it. Like, that's going to be the one they learn, and they're like, oh, it's so fun.
Yeah.
We're playing that every night while you're here. Mm-hmm. They're not learning a new game tomorrow night, okay? You're shooting yourself in the foot if you do that. The entire time, those 4-6 people you're playing with are going to be going like, oh, okay, wait, can we just play that one? But all right. So what am I doing? This isn't like that other game you taught us. Their gaming world is this big.
Right.
Yours can't even comprehend how small it is, and you're just damaging the little bit of a world they do know. You're bombarding it and attacking it by being like, oh, we're going to learn a new game. Every time we play, you're learning.
Right.
We're kind of used to that, and I think many people who go to conventions and that sort of thing, they're used to that. But it's not a good idea to do that to your family or friends. They're just not going to be into it.
Right. I think because we're used to it, we forget that that's not normal.
Yes.
And that people don't like that. I mean, I have done that where I've taken 3 or 4 games, to something, and I teach the first game and it goes over really well. And I'm invigorated by that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. They're liking it. They're liking gaming. Let me show you something else. And then same thing, you just kind of feel that energy going down. You're like, oh, okay, well, let me try a different one, maybe another one. And they're still thinking about that first game. I'm like, okay, well, it's your turn to pick. Can we just play the first one? And that's all that they want. They want to go back to that because it was such a good experience that they weren't done living that experience.
Right. Learning is not the fun. Learning is the hurdle to the fun.
Yeah.
If you just keep giving them the hurdles, and that first play can be rough for a lot of people anyway, you know what I mean? They're just like, I feel kind of dumb. I'm not doing things well. I have to ask you again something that I feel like you already told me 3 times, and I feel dumb asking you, but this is so foreign to me, I have to ask. And to you, you're like, what do you mean? Just draw the tile and place it somewhere it matches. And they're like, tiles? Games have tiles now? Where are the dice?
Yeah.
To move. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And I say, on the other side of that, if you're going to visit someone who is a board gamer, they probably have the games. Unless they know that you just bought one or you just got one for Christmas and they're like, please bring that. They probably have stuff that you're interested in playing and they already have. So again, why take your games? And unless they're excited to play one that you just got or you're the one in that relationship that has it, then just enjoy that. I recently did that, went to see a friend, Mike Heller, and it was the first time I'd gone to see a board gamer and not take games.
Right.
Because you go to game night, you got to take your whole bag just in case, right? And no, I went and, drove all the way up there, and it was so freeing. And we just played games that he had and loved. And I was like, oh, this is doable. So if you're going to see a board gamer, talk beforehand instead of just like, well, maybe this and maybe that and maybe that. And next thing you know, your entire trunk is filled unnecessarily.
And it leads to that feeling of, oh, we didn't play the thing that you brought that you're excited about. You mentioned that it almost creates this like obligation feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you carried Wonderland War Deluxe with all the upgrades, and we didn't end up playing it.
Yeah.
That's like 20 pounds a game that we didn't play, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's nice to almost avoid that, that feeling of, oh, I brought all these games. We only played 2 of the 7 I brought.
Right.
Just bring 1 or 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Or bring none if the situation's right.
well, it's kind of like you owning a big collection is very different from traveling with a few different games. When you're standing in front of your lovely giant collection, you probably stand there and kind of, with your mouth agape and stare at them all for 20 minutes before you pick a game to play. When you take 3 little games with you on vacation, you and your significant other go on a trip, you will play all 3 of those games because when you open your bag, you go, it's this or this. What do you want to play? You'll play all 3 of those. You'll play all 3 of those multiple times. We've talked about that in the past because you are forcing yourself to focus. That's a good thing. You have limitations, right? You are giving yourself, whether real or artificial limitations, to play. And this is what you'll play. You'll play it again. After you're done, you'll be like, all right, well, we have time left before we go to sleep or whatever. Shuffle it up and let's play it again. At home, you're like, all right, we played. Let's go back to the drawing board and pick again. Oh, my gosh, so many games. Those over there are the ones I haven't unpacked. Those over there are the ones I haven't learned. Behind me are all the ones I'm possibly getting rid of. It's like,
yeah.
So I think the best experiences I've had teaching little games like that is when I take one card game, it goes over like gangbusters, and then I leave the game with those people because I can get another one.
That's the exact point I wanted to make.
I will hear about that for years. They're like, that one game, like we still always play the banana game or the whatever game. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Oh, and Lucy came over and she played, and they got a copy of the banana game. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. People need a game or two.
Right.
And so, again, for the holidays, that's kind of our warning to you is if you are traveling to go see family, take a little card game or something, take a little dice game or something, bring that focus down to something digestible. Don't forget that people don't generally like learning new things. Teach one and then harvest that. You only have to plant once. And have fun. Yeah, have fun with your family for the holidays.
They don't have to be winter-themed games.
They don't.
We've learned.
Yeah, no. Take whatever you want. Probably not a legacy game, though.
No. Ooh, Can't Stop is the game that went over like gangbusters with my family, and it was the like climbing the mountain, like climbing the snowy mountain. That's my number 3.
Boom.
There you go.
Snowy Can't Stop.
All right.
Did it.
Now you got it.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us today for live stuff. And in fact, we're not going to be live for a while. We're going to be taking a break next week.
Yes. Playing these games we talked about,
playing
right?
all these games that we talked about, possibly.
That's all I'm going to do.
Make sure you have yourselves some nice holidays. Spend it with friends and family. Take care of each other. We are going to get out of here. So thanks once again. My name is Z.
I'm Camilla.
And I'm Chris.
Have fun, everybody. See you
holidays.
soon.
Bye.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Bassel.